Fran. Happy Wednesday, friend. You're always first. Can you hear me okay, Fran? Let me know. I hope you had a good day today. I've been watching some more of those New York shorts where the people's cars are plowed in. I can't get enough of them. I can't. Look at this right here. This bothers me, Fran. Oh, Jen. No way, Jen. Hi, Jibby. Jen, how did that happen? You weren't wearing those fleece tights, were ya? You lent them to your best boy, Jen. You should have kept them on. Good, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Wednesday, Jen. I hope you feel better. Just lay back, sister. I'll keep you entertained. Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. So glad you're here. Happy Wednesday. So nice to see you. Right? Right, Jibby? I know. She's got the cooties. Jen's got the cooties, everybody. Stay away from her. We've got a hen that's got the cooties. Oh, Jen, that's too bad. There's Honey. Hi, Honey. How are you? Honey, did you give your cooties to Jen? Because she's not feeling good, honey. We're so glad you're here, honey. How is it up there in crazy Canada tonight? Honey wasn't feeling good last week, friends. She had the cooties last week, and she gave her cooties to Jen. So everybody bump up on the zinc, right? Because we don't want to have cooties going around our circle of friends. We certainly do not, do we? We don't. I hope everybody's doing well, right? February, friends. It's February. We're making it, aren't we? We certainly are. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Lilleybugglane. It is circle time. I am Lala. Today is February 4th, 2026. It is our first circle time of February, and we welcome you. We certainly do. If you're new here or visiting to Lilleybugglane, we certainly welcome you. And here we are, friends. Here we are. And if you are OGs, you know the rules, right? Stay away from Jen. Oh, good. Good, Fran. Good, honey. Good. I see you, Kelly and Miss Mary, you old hen. How you doing, Miss Mary? Sally, nice to see you too. So glad you're here. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so we're quarantining Jen. She's in the bushes. So, but we all wish her well, don't we? We certainly do. And for you freaks that are in the bushes there, stay away from Jen. You're the pariah tonight, Jen. You certainly are. But we love you. We do. We love you. Okay, friends, so here we are, right? It is February, the month of love, friends. It is. Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. The Love Boat. That was a fabulous show, wasn't it? The Love Boat. I know. Could you imagine the Love Boat today? If they did the Love Boat today, holy shamoly, right? Holy shamoly. If you look back at the shows that we watched back in the day, if they did those shows today, they wouldn't go over very well, would they, friends? They certainly would not. You watch some of those. Watch some of them. Me too, honey. Me too. Fantasy Island afterwards, right, Jimmy? Let me tell you something. You go on YouTube, right, or Netflix or whatever streaming service you have, and look up the retro shows and watch them, and you will go, because they would not go over well today. They certainly would not. Not even 90210, friends. Not even that show. Not even Melrose Place. right? No. Oh, right. Let's all go back, friends. Let's all get in the way back machine, right? Right. We'll put Jen down in the footwell, right? So she stays away from everybody, right? Carrie, hi, how are you? Carrie's here, everybody. So nice to see you, Carrie. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, right, Jibby. I know. Nice to see you too, Sally. Oh, all good there? Yay, Carrie! I know. I got it in my fabulous Mary Engelbreit calendar, Carrie. So I'll be waiting right there with you. So everybody, here we go, right? It is the month of love. Let's get our red writing implements out, friends, because I got some notes for you. I certainly do. Our pajama party circle time for February, friends, right, is February 24th. That is our pajama party circle time, February 24th. It certainly is. So make sure you write that down and don't miss it, friends. Don't miss it. And let me tell you something. I am on the hunt for some pajamas for the pajama party circle time for February. I might have to improvise, friends. I might have to improvise, but you'll understand, right? I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Okay, Freezer February is going great so far. Although we're only 4 days in, friends. I have made 2 meals out of ingredients that I have in the freezer. So doing well, doing very well. Friends, we're going to whisper for a minute, okay? Remember what we discussed a couple weeks back? Do you remember? And I didn't want to say it out loud, right? Or somebody has an issue here at Lilleybugglane. Not me, not Chewy, not Louise, not any of the kitty cats, right? I'm the old lady that names everything in our house, right? 1972, friends. We all discussed it, right? Well, she's going to go. She's going to go. We're going to invite a temporary replacement in. We are. The weather has to break first though. But she's going, friends. She's going. I know you're all as sad as I am. Plain Jane is coming in. Plain Jane is coming in to replace her just until we can decide what we're going to do. Okay? I'll let you know when it happens and I'll post it on the community post page. But friends, she's little by little, right? My top oven's gone. I got 2 burners gone, right? No bells and whistles. No bells and whistles. To the point, right? She certainly has, honey. She certainly has, because let me tell you something. We have been here 21 or 22 years. She was here when we were here, and she was born in 1972. So guess what? She's Jippy's age. She's Jippy's age. She is. She's probably a couple of your ages, isn't she? She is. But listen, she is so plain Jane, right? That when I picked her out, right? Now we haven't made the purchase yet, but I've picked her out, okay? And she is so plain Jane that when I showed her to Chewy tonight at Lowe's, he was like, Lala, that's just so plain. He says, it only has knobs. I said, I know. It's not digital. It's not one of those smart things. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hook up to Wi-Fi. It's not even self-cleaning, friends. It's not even self-cleaning. So I'll let you know when it happens, right? Right. But remember, it has to quit on me. I need the weather to break, though. I need the weather to break because it is hot point hot point. Black. I need the weather to break, right? Because it's slushy outside now, right? Because we're tropical, right? We're tropical. We got up to 22 degrees here today and things are melting. Things are melting, right? No, Fran, black. Hi, Mom. Margaret's here, everybody. We have a big icicle on the corner of the house, and it's about half as big as it was this morning, right? Because we got to 23 today. So that's like tropical. We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. Dublin, right? I know. But I'll let you know when it happens. But I don't want to say goodbye and it be slushy and yucky outside. And I don't want to say hello and it be slushy and yucky outside, right? Plus, I don't want people tracking shit into my house, right? I mean, it's hard enough to polish this turd and keep it clean, right? Which is it's 30 degrees there. Sweet Jane! No, you're not the plain Jane, friend. You're not the plain Jane. Jane from Ireland is here, everybody. Jane, there's no way you're plain. There is no way you're plain, Jane, in that fabulous green Irish velvet heavy cloak, walking along the cliffs of Ireland with the heather whipping in the wind, right? And that fabulous purple fog coming in and your hair going out around the hood. No, Jane. And I'm in the aubergine cloak, Jane. Remember. Okay, here we go. February 24th is our pajama party circle time. Okay, we're moving on, friends. Now, let me tell you something. I did say, didn't I, that there was something about Erica Kirk that bothered me, right? We're going to go back, friends, a little bit, right? Because I'm going to talk about this because I knew I was right. I knew I was right, okay? There was something about Erica Kirk that bothered me, and I knew it was her hair, right? I knew it was her hair. There was no way that hair was hers naturally. There's no way that God went, boop, onto Erica Kirk and gave her that mane of golden hair. There was no way. 2 babies in 4 years, and she was over the age of 30, and she had that luscious mane of hair. No, friends. Nope. I knew it, right? Now come to find out, it's all fake hair. There is a video that leaked out. Candace Owens leaked it, friends. So did Redacted. So did Jimmy Dore. So did Discourse. Everybody showed it on YouTube, friends. On social media, everybody showed it. A leaked Zoom call 5 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination. She does not have hair, friends. She does not have hair. Okay? She does not. And I'm not dissing her for not having hair, friends. I'm not dissing her. Okay? I mean, but when you live that glamour lifestyle, right? There are things that you have to sacrifice. And a nice head of hair is probably one of them, right? She wears wigs. I guarantee you she wears wigs. They say it's extensions now, but I say it's wigs. She wears wigs. And if you see her in that leaked video, okay, her hair is all broken off around her face. And there is no way, if that mane was real, that you wouldn't be able to see it pulled back on her head. Her hair is fake, friends. I knew there was something about her. Her hair is fake. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. And she said it was real. She said her hair was real. But go look at her in that leaked video. No, it's not real. She probably has very fine, thin hair is what I'm thinking. Very fine, thin hair. She does. And let me tell you something, friends. It's very hard to keep a beach beach wave in your hair, it's very, very hard. I mean, I've tried to do it. I've seen other people try to do it. It looks good for about 5 or 10 minutes, right? And then the tide goes out, friends, and the beach waves are gone. But she was able to keep those beach waves in her hair. And the only way you can do that is synthetically, or if some, 5-year-old Chinese child did it over there in the factory. Not sorry, just honest, right? Not sorry, just honest. So anyway, friends, it's mint time. It is. I got a couple things off my chest, so we're going to have mint time. We certainly are. We pass the mints here at Lilleybugglane. We certainly do. All right, friends, here we go. You have your choice. Winto Green Lifesavers, the OG of the mint bowl. You have your orange mints, which are a burst of sunshine in your mouth, friends, which guess what? We had sun for 2 days here at Lilleybugglane. We only had sun up until the afternoon, and then the clouds moved in yesterday afternoon and this afternoon. But yesterday morning and this morning, we did have sun. So I was very, very excited about that. Then you have your spicy cinnamon mints, friends, which are very, very nice. My personal favorite, and the boys love them. They do. And they're good for cooties. So Jen, take a spicy cinnamon mint. It'll help with your sinuses. Then, friends, we have our butter rum lifesavers, right? Right. Now, I don't know if she's the queen bee of the mint bowl, but she's certainly a wannabe queen bee of the mint bowl, right? Right. Then we have, friends, our root beer barrels that do not leave a medicinal taste in your mouth. They do not, which is absolutely fabulous, right? Right. Then we have Werther's Originals, caramel, friends, caramel. And let me tell you something. You need to check out the Werther's at whatever grocery store, whatever discount store, whatever big box store you are at, friends, because if you have a hankering for a Werther's in a particular flavor, Werther's is not going to let you down. They have them. They certainly do. So check out the Werther's if you like Werther's. And who doesn't love a Werther's, friends? Buttery, smooth caramel. I know. Now, if you got dental work, right? If you got dental work or dental issues, right? Or you only got 3 teeth left in your head, we're not judging. You want to go with something hard, right? You don't want to chew it, friends. Just lay it on your tongue, let it melt, right? Don't go for the caramels that you chew, right? Because that's going to cause a bunch of problems that you don't want. Certainly. Now, friends, we got some people with the Bettis. We certainly do, which is hilarious. No, it's not. It's not hilarious if you got a touch of the Bettis, okay? But we care about you here at Lilleybugglane if you do have a touch of the Bettis, right? Right. Kelly, I was remembering something. That's why I chuckled. We have sugar-free candies here for you all. We do. If you got a touch of the sugar, we got sugar-free for you. But Fran is in charge of the sugar-free candies here in our circle. So go see Fran because she'll give you a sugar-free candy. She certainly will. Fran is also our safety officer, right? So if you have a problem during mint time, right, give the international signal for choking, which is this, friends. That's it. And Fran will come to your assistance. She certainly will. She'll give you a good old smack on the back and you'll spit that mint all the way out. You certainly will. We always pass to the right as per etiquette. My etiquette Miyagi's Mrs. Pfeiffer, my charm school teacher, and Emily Post, the queen of etiquette, friends. Enjoy your mints. Enjoy your mints. There we go, friends. You're going for an orange mint. Honey, you are going for an orange mint. I am so glad. Marilyn wants root beer. Tina wants sugar-free. Tina, you see Fran. Let's see. You've had sun for the last 8 days. The tide goes out. It certainly does, Jane, doesn't it? It certainly does. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have a recommendation for you. I do. I do. I have a good recommendation for you. Let me take a sip. Let's all take a beverage sip. Warm green tea, homegrown cucumber water. And I want to say something about this because I did start a thought. I don't know if it was during Circle Time or if it was in one of our haul videos about the cucumber water. You know what I've noticed? When I was using store-bought cucumbers, my cucumber water would only last about a week and then I'd have to change it again. With the homegrown cucumber water, I do it 2 weeks. The cucumber lasts in the water 2 weeks, not 1 week. That's what I was going to finish my thought with. So, friends, get your cucumber seeds so you can grow your own cucumbers for your cucumber water. It's wonderful for your body, friends. It is wonderful for your body. It debloats. It flushes the toxins through your liver. It certainly does, friends. I drink it exclusively now. It's wonderful. Okay. Here's your recommendation. This is fabulous. You're going to love this. This is old Hollywood, friends. Old Hollywood. And let me tell you something. Old Hollywood was just as freaky as New Hollywood is. Certainly, friends. The name of the channel is Hollywood Mysteries. Hollywood Mysteries. Now, this is a look into the lives, careers, and mysteries of old Hollywood gods and goddesses. And these are mini documentaries. And I'm talking way back, even all the way back to the 1800s, friends. I mean, you're talking way, way back. And let me tell you something. There was some shit that went on, right? Certainly. So check that out because that is a very, very good. Yes, Fran. Yes. Yep, you're right. They're fresher than the store. They certainly are. And they're probably not injected with, well, my cucumbers aren't injected with anything here at Lilleybugglane, right? And we don't know what's injected into the produce that we buy, right? Right. So, but my cucumber water with my homegrowns, the cucumber water lasts 2 weeks before I start to see, you know, that the slices are completely translucent, and that's when I change. And it's about 2 weeks. So it's much longer than with a store-bought cucumber, much longer. So very, very excited about that. And we will certainly be growing more cucumbers injected with love. Right, right. Up, up, up. Outfit of Circle Time. The month of love, friends. Now, I told you all that I don't have too much love items, right? Like seasonal, holiday, festive, Valentine stuff. So I'm Frankensteining it together, friends. But this sweater did come from the thrift store either last year or the year before. So, and it's Valentine's. So, and I'm finally wearing it, friends. I'm finally wearing it. So here we go. Just nice and cozy tonight because Jen's not feeling well, friends. Jen's not feeling well, so I just went nice and cozy. I did. So here we go with my fashion area, right? So this is a St. John's Bay, which is JCPenney's sweater, right? Hot pink, almost magenta, which is a fabulous color, friends. I love it. It's a cotton sweater, and as you can see, it has popcorns that are in the shape of hearts, right? Fabulous. Now, this is a medium, so it is a little bit roomy on me, right? But that's okay. Then I have on the black version of the scoop outfit that I showed you, right? The lounge outfit. I have on a black Land's End turtleneck, friends. Fleece tights, right? Fleece tights because Chewy doesn't mind my fleece tights. He doesn't. My heart necklace because Chewy went to Jared a couple years ago. My chunky silver earrings. silver ring, wedding rings, black velvet headband, and my second fanciest watch, friends. I know, right? And I do like this sweater because it's kind of subtle with the popcorn hearts. So, and let me tell you something. If you see St. John's Bay at the Goodwill or the thrift store in a sweater form, I highly recommend it because that's one of my favorite sweaters to find at the Goodwill. So everybody looks fabulous tonight. They certainly do. And we certainly hope Jen feels better, don't we? We do. We do. As the weather gets warmer, we'll do Womanly Wednesday more frequently. I've got an outfit thought out in my mind, friends. I can't wait to wear for Womanly Wednesday. I really, really can't. So 45 days until spring, friends. 45 days. And let me tell you something. We have a Instagram friend in our circle on Instagram. I don't know if she hides out in the bushes during circle time or not, but she's sending me the countdown to spring, and I really appreciate it because we're going through it together, friends. We certainly are. Okay. I love to read comments under videos, right? I love to read comments. And if I send people links to videos, I'll put in there, read the comments, because sometimes the comments are hilarious and you can learn a lot from reading comments, right? Like maybe a little bit of extra gossip or maybe a little bit of more information on the subject, or, you can find out if somebody's being a real petty Betty, and says they don't like something about the video or whatever, right? Whatever. And I don't moderate comments, friends. I don't. We live in America. We have the First Amendment. You want to be crazy in the comments? I'm going to let you be crazy and let everybody see you're crazy. I certainly am. So I don't moderate the comments one single bit. So comment away down in the comment section, right? Right. And after you leave a crazy comment, leave a thumbs up, friends. Leave a thumbs up. Because you know how much I love the thumbs up. I do. But I read two things in a comment section that was about storm preparedness, right? Because I'm still looking at storm preparedness videos, friends. I certainly am, okay? These were the two comments, okay? If you stay ready, you don't have to be ready. I thought that was really good. If you stay ready, you don't have to be ready, right? So I thought that was really good. And then here was another one. And this one was like, that is so true. That is so true. You are your own first responder. Think about that, friends. Think about that. You are your own first responder. Yeah, right? Right, Jibby? You're right, Carrie. You're right. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. Yeah, honey, it's like a popcorn. It's like a popcorn stitch. Right? You are your own first responder. Now listen. Don't just apply that to storm preparedness, friends. Don't just apply it to that. Think about that in different aspects of your life, right? Think about it, friends. Think about it. Because that saying, right? If you put that saying in your mind, right? You can fit it into the different aspects of your life. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. You are your own first responder, right? I think that's great. I think it's great. I think that's great, right? And, not to say that we're not going to put our faith in the Lord, right? And not to say that we're not going to look to him when we need help. We're not saying that at all, right? We're not going to say that at all, right? But one of the things that I always say to myself, right, is God helps those who help themselves, right? And if we are our first responders and we can help ourselves, right, then in the most basic childlike way to say it, right, that kind of frees up God, right, to know that we've got it taken care of. We can handle it, and he can then turn his attention to someone that is in more need, immediate need than we are, right? He's always there for us when we need him, friends. He certainly is. And he would never abandon us in a time of need, right? But there are times when we can be our first own responders, right? When we can be our first own responders. And we know the story of the man during the storm, right? We all know that story, right? And we all know that the Lord told him when that man got up to the gates, right? And he said to the Lord, "Why didn't you help me?" And the Lord said, "I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter, and you didn't take any of those." So he was helping, right? He was helping. So he will always be there. He will always be there when you need him, right? When you need him, right? But we can be our own first responders. And I really like that, friends. I really like that mantra. I do. And if you stay ready, you don't have to be ready, right? Because you're already ready. And that's a lot of readies to be, certainly, right? Right. Because if you're not ready, you're not in control of the situation. And part of the reason that people go so crazy sometimes or get so hysterical, right, is that they're not ready, right? And when you're not ready, you feel all bejangly and out of control, right? And then what do we do? We go into a corner, into the fetal position, and we cry, right? And we beat ourselves up because we're like, what the hell's wrong with you? You weren't ready for that. And there are some things, friends, that you cannot be ready for no matter what. You just cannot be ready, right? You cannot be ready for them. No matter how hard you prepare, right? So there are some things that you cannot be ready for. But you can have, and then those are the times when you turn to the Lord, right? On your knees, you turn to the Lord and ask him for help, right? Help, right? A hand up, not a hand out. At least that's how I think of it. That's how I think of it, right? So anyway, friends, I just wanted to tell you those two comments that I read down below in a video about storm preparedness. So when you're looking at videos, sneak a little peek down in the comments, friends, because you could learn some things that might really change your direction of thinking or give you some good tips and tricks, right? Right. Yes. Yes. Okay, friends, listen. We got to talk true crime. We got to talk. It is happening now. True crime. Not sorry. It's bizarro. It is bizarro. We need to discuss, or no, we don't need to. I want to. I want to. Because Chewy has no idea what I'm talking about. Louise is her mother's daughter and just says it like that. Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, apparently was abducted from her home early Sunday morning, this past Sunday morning. She has not been found, friends. She is 84 years old. She has very limited mobility, can only walk about 50 feet. She needs medication. She has high blood pressure. She has a pacemaker. And they can't find her, friends. They cannot find her. And there was forced entry. There was. It appears that she was removed from her bed. There is a blood trail going outside of the house. And they can't find her. And yeah. Well, Mom, I don't know if that's 100%. I don't know if that's 100%, Mom. Yes, Kelly. I just saw that. Brian Eaton did a short where he showed that the FBI and the sheriff's office was showing up at the house and the crime tape was going back up at the house. Yes. There are people, Mom, that say he is a suspect, but apparently the police are saying he's not like a official suspect. You know what I mean? This is just so bizarre, friends. Okay? This is bizarre. Honey, I don't think she's alive. If the information that was given out about her when it was announced that she was missing is true, which was that she requires medication, right? Every 24 hours, she requires medication. And if she does not get it, it is fatal. Now, I have racked my brain up and down and 7 ways to Sunday as to what that medication could be, okay? And I can't think of any specific medication that she couldn't not take and it be fatal, right? Now, the high blood pressure medication, right? She could probably go a couple days without taking it, right? Depending on what the blood pressure medication was being used for, right? And what was high for her, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if it was insulin, because she may have had a touch of the Bettis, friends, but that wasn't one of the things that they said, okay? If she had a touch of the Bettis and she needed insulin, right? Or she needed like the Bettis pill, right? That wouldn't necessarily be fatal either after 24 hours. She would just start to get sick, right? So, yeah. Yep. At the front door. But when Brian Eaton walked up to the front door, which can I tell you, that irritated the shit out of me. That after the initial investigation, when the police turned the house back over to the family, that the family, Savannah, who is a multimillionaire, didn't have security at that house because reporters were walking right up to the front door, and there was still blood on the porch and on the walkway, and they were showing it. So why didn't Savannah hire a security team to keep people off the property, right? Because you're going to get them freaks, right? And the windows, she had those side lights that were not covered on each side of her door, right? But that Ring camera thing that was right there, that didn't look damaged to me at all around there. So I don't know if the police took that or what. I don't know. But they did say she had other cameras around the perimeter of the house. So I don't know. I think it was her. I think it was her. I think she left the blood. I think she left the blood. Yeah, they have security now. You're damn right they do, Fran. They have yellow crime tape. They do. Let me ask you a question. I've always wondered this. When they put up that crime tape, don't you think it's weird that it's always upside down and backwards? When you're reading it, it's like always upside down and backwards. I don't know if they intentionally do that or what the purpose of that is, right? But it's always upside down and it's always backwards, which is bizarro to me. The whole thing is just bizarro, friends. The whole thing is just bizarro. Just wanted you to see our thing. Yeah, like inside out. Oh, okay, Fran. Okay. It's a big mess, Tina. It's a big, big mess. And here's my question, okay? Because I saw a picture of the son-in-law, brother-in-law, right? Savannah's brother-in-law, Nancy's son-in-law, Annie's husband, okay? He doesn't look right, friends. Not sorry, just being honest, okay? You can judge a book by its cover. You certainly can. He doesn't look right. There is something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the relationship between Annie and Savannah was. I don't know. But right, he is creepy. He is creepy. Something about him. Oh. That doesn't make him creepy, Fran. That doesn't make him creepy. You know what's so funny, though? That's not what I would have thought he was, Fran. That's not what I would have thought he was. I thought he looked Greek to me. To me, I immediately thought Greek or Middle Eastern. That's what I thought. Not sorry. Yes, I think they're looking, honey, but you have to have a subpoena for that. Can you imagine that? You have to have a subpoena. But friends, it's been this many days. It's been this many days. Okay? And I think these ransom things that are going around, I don't think there's any truth to them. I really don't. Because the places that are getting them would not be places that would immediately have direct contact with Savannah Guthrie, right? I don't think so. I mean, TMZ, are you kidding me? The local news, are you kidding me? If you wanted to send a ransom note, you would send it to Savannah Guthrie's network that she works for. That would be the quickest way to do it, right? That would be the quickest way to do it. And the fact, too, that they're asking for the ransom with Bitcoin, according to the ransom letters, that's dumb, too. That's dumb, too. Yes, she was, honey. She was. Well, the Mexican mafia, Kelly, because they're only 60 miles from the Mexican border, and the border police and border patrol are in on the search. So I don't know. It's just, yeah, Fran, did she? I didn't know she was. So when she was at church on Saturday, apparently she was there playing mahjong at church. And then I guess Annie, the sister, brought her home and dropped her off like around 9:30-ish at night. Now, you all know, Kelly, no, not at all. I don't even think it exists anymore, Kelly. I really don't think it exists anymore. I really don't. I think there's other mafias, right? Like the minivan mafia, right? You know them, don't you? You do. Yeah. And let me tell you something. the neighborhood that she lives in was not gated, right? And the properties are from 1 to 4 acres. So the houses aren't like they are here at Lilleybugglane, where there's only a driveway in between each house, right? I mean, we're close here, right, at Lilleybugglane. So I don't know, friends. It's just, ugh, right? It is so bizarre. It is bizarre. Country Mouse! Did you sneak in here, Country Mouse? We didn't hear you. No, they're not McMansions, Mom. They're mansions, but they're not McMansions. Well, maybe they're desert McMansions. I don't know, but they flew drones over and showed, and it's real remote. It's real remote. And let me tell you something else too. So like out in Utah, out in New Mexico, out in Arizona, right? So they have a lot of observatories out there that look into space, right? And they have these things called, it's called light pollution, okay? LIGHT, right? This kind of light, friends, this kind of light, right? So a lot of areas and a lot of neighborhoods, cities, towns, municipalities, whatever, in those states do not allow street lights or outside house lights. They have to be on motion sensors. So they'll come on and go off. They won't be on all the time because it interferes with the nighttime sky, right? Which interferes with what the observatories do. And also, too, those states out there, right, do rely a little bit on the tourism for their nighttime skies, right? So the area that she lives in outside of Tucson does have a light ordinance, right, where you're not allowed to have lights in the neighborhoods, right, or on the houses, but motion lights, right? And Kirk Observatory, I believe it is right there, right around in that area. So they're pretty keen on the no light situation. So it would have been pitch black out there, friends. Pitch black. It would have been out there. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Mom, because let me tell you something. The aliens are going to have to come here pretty soon to distract us from the Epstein stuff that's going down too. That's what everybody's waiting for. She's lived there since 1992. Yeah. Oh, okay, Jody. We gotcha. We gotcha. But anyway, friends, it's just so odd. It's just so odd, right? And it's sad. It's sad, right? And I don't think she's alive. I don't think she's alive. Now, the sheriff, right, he is so not media trained. And I think somebody yanked his chain, his choke chain that he wears around his neck. Not literally, friends, figuratively. I think somebody yanked that chain pretty damn quick and shut him up because he was running off at the mouth like nobody's business. And, they needed to have a public officer, that dealt with the public because he obviously did not. He was so out of his element. And that police department or sheriff's department or whatever was probably in over their heads, right? Probably in over their heads out there with that. Not even close to that, Mom, I don't think. Not even close to that. I mean, that's a whole nother thing, Mom. That is a whole other ball of wax in my book. It certainly is. The Reiner situation, he's a psycho. He's a psycho. He's not mentally ill, not one single bit. He's a psycho is what he is. He's a psycho. And there's more shit coming out about him, and people are starting to talk that knew the Reiners, right? And he was not welcome. He was not welcomed into a lot of places. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, Mom. Family member. Yeah. Yeah. It's just bizarre, right? It's bizarre. And I don't know. I can't imagine that it would be random. Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be random, but it just so happened to be her. Do you know what I mean? It could be random. I mean, like I said, I don't know what the situation is between Annie and her husband. I don't know what the situation would be between Nancy and the son-in-law. I don't know what the situation is between Savannah and the sister and Savannah and the mom. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I certainly think if I was a multimillionaire and I had a mother that was 84 years old that had very limited mobility, I would certainly have her in a more secure situation than living out in the desert, pitch black desert, alone in a $1 million home, right? I mean, I could, if I was a multimillionaire, I could buy $1 million condo that had a state-of-the-art security system in it that had, security guards at the doors as you entered and exited. Do you know what I'm saying? It was weird that she was like out there alone. And I guess the sister may have lived close by. You know what I mean? But still, it just seems odd to me. Right, Tina, right? You did, Fran. Can I tell you, Fran? A lot of people in the comments were saying that. That Chinese and Latin families don't have this problem because of that, right? Yeah, Mom, like a closet. Yeah, $1 million closet. I've got one upstairs. It's got a light bulb in it and everything. There's a 1-inch gap at the bottom of the door for ventilation. Am I compressed? Am I just realizing I'm compressed? Or is it just me? Yes. Yes, Kelly. Yes. Yes. Did you see those cacti? And then what about her dog? They said she had a dog. Apparently she had a little dog. Where's the dog, friends? Where's the dog? Nobody has said anything about the dog. I'm stretched. That's crazy. Whatever, friends. Just think of the yellow crime tape. That's what I am tonight. Yellow crime tape. But I mean, Savannah, I'm no fan of Savannah. I'll tell you that right now. And that was way before, the town hall meeting or whatever that was, the debate or whatever. I didn't like her before that because, she played dumb, when that Matt Lauer shit hit the fan. Like she didn't know what the hell was going on with that, right? And she's been in a couple of little shit shows that she's been able to snake her way out of, right? So I'm no fan of Savannah Guthrie. I am no fan of Savannah Guthrie, right? Now, Louise did tell me something very interesting, that apparently Savannah recently had surgery on her vocal cords and was unable to speak. She had to not speak for a length of time because Louise said that she had not been on the show for a while because she was recovering from vocal surgery. So, which is odd, right? Well, not odd that she wasn't on the show, right? Because talking is what she does. But odd that she would not be on the show for a while and then this would happen, right? And why would they think immediately that a ransom note needed to be sent, right? I don't know. I just think that this leap to the ransom note was bizarre to me, right? Because I immediately heard that she was missing and that they were waiting for a ransom note. And in my mind, if they were waiting for a ransom note, then they suspected whoever took her knew who her daughter was, right? Knew who her daughter was. Yeah, she was supposed to do the Olympics. They did DNA on the blood, Kelly, and it was Savannah's mom's blood. All of it was her blood. Yeah. I'm thinking whoever took her probably went into the house, into her bedroom, and she may have tried to fight them, and they probably punched her in the face, and she had a bloody nose. That's what I'm thinking. Because the blood that Brian Enton showed on the front porch, it's drop blood. It's like, it looks like it dropped from above, and you can see it, and it doesn't look smeared. It looks like it fell like a drop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Mom. But I don't think they're real. I don't think they're real. Yeah, right? Let me tell you something. You want to know what I told Chewy? And listen to this, Margaret. Listen to this and listen to it hard. Okay, Margaret? I told Chewy, okay, if I was Savannah Guthrie, right? If I was Savannah Guthrie, I would get $1 million in a briefcase. I would go and have a press conference, and I would bring that briefcase, and I would open that briefcase up with $1 million in it. And I would say that this is not a ransom, this is a bounty. This is a bounty on your head, and you better run. That's what I would do. And if you remember, there is a movie called Ransom, which I think it was like Liam Neeson or somebody, right? And he did the same exact thing. And let me tell you something, that's what I would do. I would unleash the dogs, right? I wouldn't only depend on the police, right? If I was a millionaire, multimillionaire like Savannah Guthrie, and her husband is a multimillionaire too, separately from her, right? That's what I would do. I would put out a bounty. Yeah, Karen, you listen good too. Right? I mean, I would get out in front of the public, and I'd have that briefcase, and I'd show it. I'd lift it up and I'd say, look here, here's the money. Here's the money. But we're going to find you, and whoever finds you and brings, this is your money. So go look, right? Like an Easter egg hunt. Go find the golden egg. Yes, Fran. Yes. You know what, Fran? I ask that too. At least in the common area of the house, like in the kitchen, in the living room. You know what I'm saying? If she had like a lanai out back or something like that, right? Because if she had such limited mobility, right? If she only had somebody there during the day looking after her, what if she fell at night and ended up laying there on the floor? If you had cameras, at least in the common area of the house, right? Which I know a lot of people do. A lot of people that have alarm systems and things in their house, outside their houses, also have things on their inside. They have them in the foyer inside. They have them in the upstairs hallway inside. You know what I'm saying? To kind of keep track should anything happen in the home. Fire safety, burglarization, things like that. And I'm quite sure that she could not have fought very hard back to, whoever was trying to do what they, trying to take her, trying to remove her. Well, Tina, ugh, right? And I can't believe she wore an Apple Watch with a pacemaker. Although I understand the syncing thing, I understand that, right? I understand that. But the electromagnetic frequencies that were emitting off of that Apple Watch, right? You don't want that stuff, right? Did you, Mom? Good. Well, honey, I don't know about that, because what if she had a friend over? You wouldn't want to see that, honey. You wouldn't want to see that. You wouldn't want to do a hidden camera in your mom's bedroom. I mean, honey, please, right? Common areas, honey, common areas. And like they said, her Apple Watch, right? Her Apple Watch. Right, Jimmy? We don't want hidden cameras in the bedrooms, honey. Come on now. But so I do hope, right, that she is brought home. I do. The longer they don't know where she is, right? She could have been dumped out in the desert somewhere, which is not a good place to be. But I do not think she is alive. I do not think she is alive. If her health situation was as dire as they made it sound, which I can't imagine, I don't know if they did that for effect or to try and make people nervous. I don't know, which you shouldn't do that, because then it may hasten, something bad happening rather than keeping it from happening. Do you see what I'm saying? But it'll be very interesting. Yes, Fran. It'll be very interesting. Yes, Mom. Right? It'll be very, very interesting. Kelly, they did say that they could track the pacemaker with the serial number. So I don't know if they could Wi-Fi in to the pacemaker with the serial number. I don't know. I don't have a pacemaker, so I don't know how those work now. I mean, I wouldn't want anything in my chest that was connected to Wi-Fi at all. No, 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 no. I'd take a pig heart over a pacemaker. Seriously. Anyway, friends, so let's hope that she is found, recovered, returned home. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, friends. But this is just bizarre. And it's very, very unfortunate. And hopefully, right, there can be some good security measures taken in that area for older residents, right? Because I don't think it was really thought about out there, right? Because you're out there, the stars are shining, and you're just loving life out there in the fabulous weather, right? And nobody's going to come out there, right? Nobody's going to come out there. So, and, I don't know. Is it better for it to be a random situation? Is it better? It would probably be better for the family if it was a random act, right? Random, not someone within the family, right? So let's just hope that things are resolved soon. And, it's hard to know what to say in situations like this, but I've been obsessed with it. And it just is, I mean, this just goes to show, this just goes to show Savannah and her husband, right? And, there's her mom out in the desert, not knowing how close the sister lives or anything like that. I don't know what the relationship is or anything like that. But Savannah and her husband, right, living in New York, So, but her mom was, from what everybody said, her mom was a wonderful, wonderful lady. So, yes, Fran. Yes, right. Good night, Fran. Good night. Good night, Kelly. Good night. I think they do, Mom. I think they do. So, there we go, friends. That was circle time for tonight. I just had to talk about it. I had to talk about it. I had to get all my thoughts out. Just listen, because Chewy is not into this kind of stuff at all. And of course, Louise, she says, Mom, it's been 4 days. What are they wanting? So I just had to talk about it. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed your time here tonight. So friends, don't forget on your calendar, February 24th is our February Pajama Party Circle Time. And if there's anything else that needs to be rearranged or I have any announcements, make sure your notification bell is on for the channel. So when I upload a video, we go live or I post something on the community post page, friends, right? And if you are on Instagram and you're not part of our Instagram circle of friends, DM me on Instagram and I will vet you to within an inch of your life, friends. I certainly will. And then we will be happy to welcome you into our family on Instagram, right? Well, not our family friends. Ugh, really? No, our circle of friends. Our circle of friends. We'll say that, right? We'll say that. It's kind of creepy when people say, oh, we're family. We're just a circle of friends. We're a community, aren't we? We certainly are. Jen, we hope you feel better. Get rid of them cooties. Seriously, we want you out of the bushes and in the circle. We do. We do. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed our time together as much as I have. And I certainly have, friends. I always do, right? I always do. Feel free to leave a comment down below. We love to hear from you. We certainly do. And if you've enjoyed your time here at Lilleybugglane and you are visiting, I would appreciate a thumbs up on your way out. And if you're an OG, you better leave a thumbs up. And if you'd like to join our circle of friends, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you're happy and finding lots of glimmers in your days and higher temperatures, friends. I hope you're healthy. Jen, I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day, friends. It is up to us. Let's all say it together. Healthy people are not profitable. And we know that to be true, friends, don't we? We certainly do. And I hope you're safe. I certainly do. Know the weather in your area so you will be prepared and not scared, right? You are your own first responder. Oh, I love that, right? I love that, friends. That's going to be a new mantra here at Lilleybugglane. Know the weather in your area so you can be prepared and not scared. Check out Max Velocity on YouTube to know the weather that is expected in your area. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts, friends, and we will be together again soon. Have a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the week. Good night.